Oh, I just turned green. So let me get my green Cokie and just draw on my cheeks.
I know.
Oh, welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence is coaching me, Melissa Delport, to be a six-figure author. So a huge shout out to Paula Mason, our new paid sub. We're so happy to have you sign up and to know that you are here. Oh, now YouTube had a big jump.
Yes. Yeah, I
It did.
told you
It
I've
went
been
from
working behind the scenes to try and get
I
into
know you're
with them.
so good. So we had 144, I think. What are we on? Do you know? 180 something.
Yeah, I think we got to 180.
Look at that.
Yay!
That's a big jump. That's nearly 40 subs. So that's great. So first goal is 200 and then that big 500. But today we have the unflappable JT
Unflappable. I like that.
to teach us some new things about TikTok and Facebook. You have had like a serious deep dive learning experience this week.
Yes.
So that is going to be super, super interesting. And then we have both been fiddling and faffing with TikTok for the
TikTok.
past couple of weeks, so we can chat about that too. It's actually come at the worst time because now that I've set up these ads for the US, I'm watching certain titles shifting and I'm going, and then I go back and I look and I'm like, oh, but I also posted a TikTok on that day.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, was it the TikTok or
Yeah, it's
was it the
difficult to
ad?
know. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm having the
anyway,
same problem. You know that one TikTok for my steamy romance is doing well. We're
yes.
almost at 3,000 views, almost at 100 likes and like
Wow.
80 something favorites. So I'm like very, very happy with that specific TikTok, even though it's like nowhere even close to being viral. But we'll get there, Delport.
100%.
But my point I was trying to make is that I don't know if it's that because my sales are definitely improving on bad. And I'm wondering if it's that or the fact that I have been working on my ads with my Facebook ad learning on Friday. And I kind of
Yeah.
went through my ads
It's
and all
hard to
there.
know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, I suppose what we want is holistic growth across everything. So
Yeah,
instead
exactly.
of trying to analyze it too deeply, what do
Yeah.
you say, granularly?
Yes.
Granularly,
Yes.
let's just say, let's throw everything at it, including the kitchen sink, and hope that
Yeah.
it sticks.
And I mean, it's not like we're just going to do one, like, okay, Facebook ads,
Yeah.
we're just going to do Facebook ads. No way. We're still going to do
Yes.
all the
TikTok.
channels that we think are good for our marketing and good for sales.
Yeah.
So it's all a system at the end of the day anyway, right? Like
Yes.
you do a great Facebook ad, people ignore it, then they see it on TikTok, they see the same book, they're like, oh, okay. And then when they go to Amazon and they see the Amazon ad, then they're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is a thing.
That's actually something I didn't even think about. And so true. Like there's that thing that you have to see something a certain number of times
Seven
before it
times.
sticks in. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay, that's a very good point. So even if you think you're wasting money on the Facebook ad, it's not necessarily the case.
Yeah. It's a whole system.
And can we just talk about though the time, like never have I considered getting an assistant more than right now.
Oh my God, yeah.
The time on TikTok. So I've dropped two of the four accounts that I
Have
opened.
you? Okay.
Yes, I've dropped two of them. I dropped one pretty quickly. It wasn't firing up, and I was just like, oh no, I'm not even going to bother. And then I dropped the other one. I posted up on it up until yesterday. So I think I did like a good 2 weeks of posting on that one. But just from creating content for three different accounts, the same books, the same brand, I
Yeah.
was just like, no.
No,
So I dropped the other one. So now I've just got the two in the new adult stable,
yes,
which doesn't have a book in it yet, but has pre-orders up. And then I have the one American account, which I've had for Melissa Delport for years. I just wasn't using it.
yes.
And that's doing actually my latest one, I think it's sitting at 3,500 or something. Like it's
Yes.
yeah. So
Yay.
also not viral, but I don't get as many saves. I think because it's not pure romance.
Okay.
But what I have noticed is since I shifted marketing guardians, and this is where, the conversation we had with Rachel where we spoke about romantasy doesn't have to be spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Since I shifted marketing it as urban fantasy to romantasy, which is really what it is, because their romance is key to the plot, I've definitely seen more. I think it's easier because I'm marketing it the right thing.
Yes. Excellent.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
So
that.
I was listening. I have a little kitten trying to climb up my leg. So
How is the
oh, he's
kitty?
so sweet. We love him so much.
Is he letting you pick him up yet? No,
Yeah,
he'll
yeah. And he's
climb.
like cuddling with us now, and oh, he's
Oh,
the
cute
best. You're the
thing.
best.
So before we dive into Facebook, which I'm super excited about, so how is your TikTok experience going? Because you're also doing both the romance, and it's quite
Yes.
interesting to have two very different brands being run.
Yes, it is interesting. And it's also interesting putting up the same or similar content in the UK versus the US on the two different platforms. So
Yes,
that's been very
yes,
interesting. Another thing I thought about when you were saying you've dropped some of your accounts, which is good. good. But I think it is good to like start with multiple accounts and then go with the winners. Like it really sets
Yes.
you up for success. Whereas if you only have one account and it's not doing well, you think, oh, I'm not good at this, my content isn't good, and you can
Yeah.
give up. But if you, I mean, I can post exactly the same content in one country on one book versus the other, and they do completely differently. It's not about if your content's good or not. You're basically at the mercy of algorithms, right?
Yes.
You just have to keep going, keep trying and see what works, and then double down on what works.
And the funny thing is, across those four accounts, it was very, very difficult to find the winner. They were all doing kind of the same. They were
Okay.
all getting fairly good reach from the get-go. I mean, the first one or two, nothing. It was zeros. And then they all kind of hit like between 7 and 900 at this. And I was like, oh, well, which one do like? So ultimately, what made me decide is I just looked at how many likes each account had and I dropped the
Good.
ones that had the least likes because I
Okay.
thought views, some of them had really good views. And I was like, oh, I don't want to get rid of this. But then I thought, which has the most likes and can the two that have the
Yeah.
least?
Yeah. Well done. Excellent.
So, and I think I'll keep the two because you just never know.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe one
So,
of your accounts dies or get shadow banned, and then you can just start using the other
yes.
one.
Well, I am definitely shadow banned. I can't follow anyone on any of them. Can't follow anyone. And
That's
no
so
matter
weird.
all four, if I post a carousel, it gets zero views. The only views it'll get is if I go to it from my other account to see that it's actually there. Absolutely zero views. But if I post a video, it goes, it's fine. It's very strange. I think it is shadow
Okay.
banned, but we spoke about this last time. I think because I opened the accounts all on the same device within like whatever it was, a week or whatever.
Yeah.
But so I'm just hoping that that does fall away.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. The other thing is, I haven't actually, well, I did try the other day. I videoed for myself because I thought, well, I haven't actually videoed anything original. It's all like created content, right?
Mm, mm.
Maybe because on my local one, I remember when I did a video of myself, it opened up a lot of things. But I'm doing it on an iPhone 8. So
The camera.
the video quality is really, really bad. Like I promise you, I look about 100. It's just the worst filters. Like it's really bad. And it was my kid's phone. So you got to know it was dropped. And anyway, I tried that and it didn't open it up. And a whole bunch of Americans got to see me and all.
But
So I was a bit bleak.
I've been hearing from a lot of different sources that the uglier you're willing to be on the internet, the more
The
successful
better.
you'll be.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
then the iPhone 8 is perfect. Because even if you're not ugly, you will be.
Yeah, a whole lot of people saying like it's the content they've done in their pajamas before they've woken up, they've got a headache, their face is puffy, and something's just occurred to
Yes.
them, and they just do a quick thing, and their background's shit, and it's
Yeah.
just takes off.
It's so real. Authentic. We're back to
Yes,
being
yes,
authentic.
yes.
So you are thinking that it's all working out. Both your TikToks are doing
Everything's working
well.
out. Life is amazing.
It's all working out for us.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
happy. I'm happy so far.
with how it's
So,
going.
yes,
Okay. And
very
how
happy.
much time are you taking every day? Because we're supposed to sit for half an hour on each account.
So I'm not doing that
Okay.
because I realize that I can't sustain it. There's no ways I can spend
Yes.
that amount of time on TikTok when I've got a book to write. So I'm just
Yes.
not doing that, and it doesn't seem to have made a difference. I think it is important to warm up your account in the very beginning, which I did, but I
Okay.
watched all the correct content, commented, engaged, and I'm not gonna keep on doing that. Like every now and then I'll go for
Yes.
a few minutes just to make sure my algorithms are still good, and if they're still good,
Yes.
post.
Carry on.
Yeah.
So again, this is why I never have I felt the need to have an assistant more in my life. And I can't imagine anyone that would not want the job. Like I need you to come and sit and spend an hour and a half every day
With you.
scrolling TikTok.
Yeah.
No, just scrolling TikTok
Oh,
and watching videos and then
I thought
post
you meant spending
something.
time with you.
Well, I mean
You
that.
wouldn't
I'm
want
pretty
that
sure
job.
they would pay me. I mean, so I thought, it's not a hard job. It's just kind of like you need to
Yeah.
watch this and then you need to do this. And also now with ramping up my social media, because I know we're going to go into Facebook now, like I've opened a new page, I've opened a page for the new brand and South African TikTok. And so it's like, and you've got the same with your two brands and your two different guests.
Mm.
So now you've got 4 TikTok accounts you're running.
Yes.
Then you've got your Facebook pages times 2, your Instagram pages times 2. I mean, that's 8 platforms. Then we have our Substack, which we haven't even started started. But yeah, it's a lot. It is a
It's a lot.
huge amount of time,
Yeah.
and you
And
can't
and I have
really
YouTube now
ask.
too,
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's a
Insta.
full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, a full-time job, friend, just creating this content.
Yeah, that's
And
why it's
between that
hard.
and your Facebook ads,
But I do like creating content. I know that's weird coming from me, but I like playing with Midjourney and like doing like little graphics, and I like
yes,
putting out an ad and seeing what kind of traction it gets. I do
gets yeah,
enjoy that. So I would like to do a tiny bit of that, the part that I
of
like.
that.
And then the other
Yes,
people do the data and the like
and the
increasing budget,
posting
lowering
and
budget and all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
You know, I always talk about Kate Hall, right? She's the
yes,
topic. Her latest video on YouTube is it's a quick way to just show people how she edits a video for someone to make it effective and like able to convert, right? So the author, she didn't have anything text or anything on the screen. She was just talking. She's basically saying, you're alone in your house at night, there's a serial killer on the news, da da da, and then like the guy ends up being in her kitchen, right? So it's quite a compelling TikTok. But what Kate does is she goes in, she puts a headline on, she puts the captions in, so you reading at the same time as listening to her. She cuts out all the breaths, all the gaps, the whole front bit,
okay,
so it starts exactly when she starts talking. There's no, the first
yes,
can kill you
it's
because people
tough,
can
yeah,
just, so it's just tight with all the text, with the hashtags, whatever. And then she's like, now this TikTok has a better chance of converting. So like
yeah,
she's so good at that kind of thing. So if you could have someone like that, so you can still do your own
yes,
content, but then you just like hand it over nicely to someone who really knows what
yes,
they're doing.
what they're doing, yeah. And that's the thing, it's just the bandwidth. I remember you saying that, like the priority thing about health and that. And so, how like you can only have time for certain things to
Yeah.
be a priority,
Yeah.
right? And obviously, both of us, we have 3 kids, we mom really hard, like that's first and foremost, and then our writing. And so this week, I've been like on this really healthy eating plan, and I've been like just trying to come back to mindful thinking and stuff. And so, of course, between that and the social media and the Facebook ads, not a single word, not a
Yeah.
word has been written. And I've got a pre-order
Mhm.
scheduled for December. And I'm going, you can't. So then what happens next week? I start writing, and then everything else goes out the
Everything
window
else.
again.
Yeah.
So it's
I know
so
it's so hard.
frustrating.
It's so hard.
Anyway,
One thing that did help me with that Delport, because I really struggle with that all the time. I'm like, I don't really, I'm not one of those moms who like feel guilty because I know what I'm doing is right for the family, right for myself, right for the kids. So I don't really have the guilt, but I do have the like, I need to be more on it. I need to be more on it with the kids, more on it with my career, like be more available in my relationships. But you just can't do everything, right?
mm,
But I listened to this podcast that just made me feel a lot better because I do feel like, you always say like I have my foot on the gas, like fully, like all the time.
yes, yes,
This guy, okay, so he wrote a book called Retire Retirement. He wants people to not retire. He's like, it's a terrible concept for lots of
yeah,
reasons. And since he has decided to not retire, his life is so much better, so much easier. Because at that time in your career, when you're really doing well and making money and it's very demanding, that's the time then that your kids need you.
yeah.
So if you force yourself into this like very hectic
Got to
schedule.
get it done before I retire.
Yeah, exactly. I've got to be making lots of money now. I've
Yeah.
got to be at the kid. I have to watch every game that the kids play. I need to do this. You cannot do that, especially with aging parents. And it's a terribly stressful way to live in this stage of our lives, right? And then when he
Yes.
decided he wouldn't retire, it was like this weight off
Yeah,
his
it's fine.
shoulders.
I have time.
All of a sudden,
Yes.
he had more time to spend with his kids and his wife.
Yeah. It's like stopping the clock. Like you think you're on a stopwatch and then you're like, okay, let's just break and
Yeah.
like not put that added pressure
Yeah,
on.
exactly. And I always tell
I
myself,
love that
Anita,
concept.
there's no finish line. There's no finish line. But I still feel like there's a finish line. I can't help it. So now I'm
And
like,
we're like playing balls.
I know. Got to make all the money now. Got to publish all the books. Got to publish in all
I know.
languages. And I can
I
just
know.
imagine this guy saying to me, what are you doing to yourself? What are you doing to
Yeah.
yourself? When is the last time you took a Saturday off, to just
I
spend time
know.
with your
I
kids?
know.
You don't have to do anything special. Just have a movie day. Just walk to the hike
Yeah.
and buy them an ice cream. I haven't
Yeah,
done
yeah,
it in
yeah.
months.
That's the one thing I don't let slip. And probably at my detriment. There are times that I should prioritize work and I do it at my own detriment. So I'll watch all those matches, all of that, and then I end up working till like 1 in the morning,
Yeah. I did
But
that when
now
they were
that I have a
younger.
child that's going off to uni next year, I'm like, I can see my season is coming back. My growing season is coming
Yes.
back. And but right now it is really a juggle. It's a proper juggling act.
It is, hey.
Okay, let us discuss this Facebook. I'm so excited. I know that you are so pumped and you
Yeah,
have kind of changed your whole strategy and set up
yeah.
new and this and that. And so I obviously am fortunate enough to hear some of this in advance. All right, hit us with your wisdom. Hit
Okay.
us.
So, as you know, someone is now doing my AMS ads, a new
Yes.
person.
Yeah.
Because I keep hiring people. It's like it's my
Every
thing
day we
now.
hustle.
Okay, so this guy so far has been great. I'm really enjoying working with him. He is still testing and farming for keywords and that kind of thing, so I'm not seeing an ROI
Okay.
yet. I know this is how it goes with AMS in the beginning, so you just have to be patient.
Yeah. But he did point out a fair amount
Oh,
initially that gave you really good, like, you were like, oh, okay.
yeah, no, he's great. He's a data scientist. I think he really knows what he's doing. So he's really great. But when I told him how much I was spending on my Facebook ads, he was like, that's a lot of money. And I think you should be getting a better ROI. And I'm like,
So
really?
remind the people who maybe are here for the first time how much you spend every month or every day on ads.
So at the moment, it's $1,000 a day, but I was spending 1.3 a day when I was really like going for it. And
Yes,
my ROI remains the same, but pretty
yes.
much month in, month out, apart from a
Mm.
really good few months like June, July this year.
Did they give any indication of what that number should be for you? Like, what is a normal?
No, they didn't. They didn't.
No, okay.
And I mean, I told them I'm happy with the amount of money coming in. Like, I'm really happy. But when you are spending that amount of money, your ROI really should be higher, right?
Yeah, because like we said, you're without the money for extended periods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, no, it should be higher. So let's see what we can do. So he's working on the AMS, but his wife is a Facebook expert. So
Oh, wow. Dream team.
yeah. So I haven't asked their permission to say their names. So let's just call the lady Carol. Carol, Carol. And she,
Carol. What's that movie? You know, when she goes deep. Carol. Do you remember
what
the name?
movie?
Have you never seen
No.
called the House Bunny? It's called the House Bunny. It's really funny. And that's how the girl remembers people's names. She goes, Dave.
Yeah,
So
I can
like the
try
girl
that.
goes, hi, my name's Megan. And she's like, Megan.
I'm gonna try that at the next conference.
Okay, so yeah, so Carol and her
So,
husband,
yes, her husband John.
so
Okay,
John and Carol, the dream team.
the dream team. So John says, Carol will meet with you on Friday and you can just have a quick chat. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. A 20-minute chat and she'll like tell me how bad my Facebook ads are. But I'd love to do it because any information is good information. It turned out we
Yes.
spoke for 1.5 hours. She's
Oh,
amazing. She knows so much about so many different aspects of Facebook advertising. I was like, my brain was just exploding. It was amazing, like really blew my mind. And I just feel like better equipped now to do more effective Facebook ads. She's so good that at the end of the call, I was just like, okay, because she basically taught me how to do it, right? So she's like, okay, so now I've taught you, so now go and do it. And I'm like, please will you do it for me?
back
Because
to the dream.
yeah,
That's your dream.
but it is exciting to know all this stuff and want to go and play, and I have been playing. But at the same time, I'm going to be spending like even more time on ads now, and that is not the solution. The solution is
Now, didn't she tell you that you need to have less ads running? Like she did tell you to shut down a bunch of ads, right?
I don't think she thinks you should have less ads running. I think it's just that I had so many and we didn't know if they were
Oh, that it was hard to
converting and all
manage.
that stuff. So it's like pare
Okay.
everything down and then just do it more mindfully. I think maybe was her idea.
Her message. And when you say you've asked her to help you, is she now going to be running your Facebook ads from the back end?
Yes.
So you're not setting them up?
Yes.
Oh, I just turned green. So let me get my green Cokie and just draw on my cheeks.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
the dream,
No.
the proper dream.
And what's so amazing is she's married to this data scientist, and they both, if they're both on the team,
And
they
he's
say
doing your
like,
AMS.
exactly. He'll say like, "Oh, have you seen this book? Is doing well. This book is doing badly," and she'll be like, "Oh, well, I got it just sort of, because they talk. They're like,
Yes, yeah.
they
I mean, well, we hope. We hope they talk if they live in the same house.
and if she wants an Excel spreadsheet made, because she's more of an RT person and he's more of a data person, if she wants a spreadsheet made with certain KPIs and stuff, he just does it for her. So it's amazing. So
Oh,
I'm feeling like
wow.
I'm in such good hands. I feel like there's a grown up that has stepped in to help me. That's how I can describe it. I
Incredible.
just told
I
them it's a
can
weight off my
completely
shoulders.
understand that what you mean, though. Also, how cute that you're going to be pillow talk.
Oh, Delport.
You're going to be pillow talk. Oh, how's JT's thing? Well, it's going well, love.
Could be better.
So when is she kicking off, or was it immediate?
Well, I wanted it to be immediate, but she needed 2 weeks.
Okay.
She's very busy. In the meantime, I'm just trying to like do some fixes and whatever, and just trying to streamline the account. But
Yeah, so
going
you
to
did
steps
you
now.
did have some lovely tips and things to try, and so are
Yes,
you going to
yes,
share some of
yes, yes,
those with us so
definitely,
that we can,
definitely.
so anyone who's running ads, because yeah, it's certainly not for sissies.
Yes. I don't have many notes, but there are some really good things here. So the CTR thing. CTR stands for click-through rate. And I know that Sky Warren used to teach a Facebook ads course, and she always focused on CTR, and I never understood why. But people who did her course
Okay.
did well, and I never really
Okay.
understood why. And I still look at it. I didn't think it was important, okay? But this is why it's important, because you look at CTR all in brackets, and you compare
Yes.
that to CTR. What is it?
Link click through.
Link.
I've got it open, yeah.
Okay.
Link click through.
Okay, you look at those, and there are two very important things. The first thing is that you should have nothing under 6%. If it's under 6%, it
Oh
is
my
really
God.
underperforming. She wants you to have a CTR of between 8 and 10% at least.
So that part I didn't understand, because my Italian ad and my French ads, which are really, really good performing ads, are both under 6%, the
Okay,
CTR.
we are only talking about
The
US
US.
ads.
Okay, okay, that's good for me to know. So
That's good for everyone to know.
I must
Thank
filter
goodness you
by
said that.
US to.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to filter by US. So
Okay.
for me, that'll be one ad. Well, nine since yesterday. Okay, that's good to know. So the CTR all under must be
Nothing under
over
6.
6%
She
in the
shoots,
US.
yeah,
Okay.
she shoots for between 8 and 10. She won't accept anything under 6.
And what does she just turn it off if it's under 6? She's like, I'm done with you.
I assume so. I don't know. I didn't ask her. Guess what my click-through rate for all my ads altogether, my average click-through rate was?
Is it 3.43?
Yes.
No,
It
it's
was
a
three.
three.
It was 3%. 3%.
I just looked at one of my random ones. Yeah.
3%.
Oh, wow. So she would have said all of those ads are a fail.
Well, she probably would have because they
Yeah,
were.
I know she probably would have, friend. Because and because she wouldn't accept that ROI, obviously,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you.
But that was
Okay,
the average.
okay.
So I did have some ads that were higher than that.
Okay.
But in general, it was 3%, right? So she would look at
Okay.
my Facebook dash and say, fail, big fat
So
F.
now, so now, just to break it down, so that means that 3% of the people who look at your ad click on it,
Yes.
and not click through to shop, click on it.
Yeah, so
Only
that's
3%.
very
Okay.
important. And I've always
Okay.
wondered because of the dashboard says like there's this kind of click and this kind of click and outbound clicks. And I'm like, what? It's all one click. Like a person clicks and
Just
they go to
click,
Amazon, right? No.
click, click.
Damn it.
You see, you can tell we readers. Everything's just one click.
Yeah.
Just one
Yeah.
click. Auto bar. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we want a
So,
CTR. So we want between 8 to 10% of people who see our ad in the US must click on it for the ad. That's your first metric. Is this ad effective?
yes, but that is not good enough
Okay.
on its own. Even if you
Yes.
have, let's say you have a click-through rate on an ad of 10%, then you're like, oh, this ad's amazing. So many people are clicking on it. I'm going to be rich, right? No, because then you look at the next click-through metric. So that,
You're rich, right? No.
no. I mean, you are if you fix your ads.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's a good sign of a good graphic, I would assume.
Yes.
Like a good
Yes.
visual ad.
Yes. You've stopped someone scrolling enough for them to click on your ad, not click through to Amazon. Click on your
On your
ad.
ad.
Okay,
Okay.
that 10%,
Okay.
right. Then are they going to click through to buy or to learn more? That's the question. So that first CTR metric is people who stopped and clicked on your ad. The next
Yes.
CTR metric
Which
is
is your link click through.
the link click through, is people who clicked on the link to go to the Amazon product page.
Okay, so that is the people that went through and they want to actually find out more about what this is,
Yeah,
which is engaged. You've got an
yeah,
engaged
yeah,
prospective
yeah.
buyer right
Then
there.
it's up to your product page to do the rest. You can't do anything
Yes.
else with that ad. Okay. So what Carol says, if you've got a great click-through rate, that first one, the person that clicks on your ads, and then you don't have a good click-through rate to the link, that means your ad copy is failing.
Yes. And that's great to know where the
Great to
holes are.
know. It's so
Yeah.
important. And I
Yeah.
was looking through my older ads and I'm like, oh, so they love that image. And
Fiction.
then as soon as they read the ad copy, they're like, nope, not for me. And then
So
that
we
ad
would
is
have
not.
thought that the graphic was wrong because we're looking at one click. And instead, our graphic could have been the best graphic the world has ever known, and our ad copy let us down, and we didn't know the difference between the two. So we kill the graphic and we
Yes.
lose like a potentially really
Yes.
good ad.
Or there is another situation. That ad graphic does not match up to the copy. So I'm not saying that the copy is necessarily bad. If people
Yes,
think,
but
oh,
there's
this is a fairy romance, and then they read the copy and it's about a fairy revenge story, then they're not
okay,
going to
got
click
you.
through. So
Yeah.
that has to be a perfect, seamless
So
match.
frictionless.
And
It's
I've
got to
seen
be
that
like the cheese
the cheese,
with the
exactly.
holes.
With the holes, exactly. Well done.
I
Straight A
know.
students.
I am such a good listener. Also, success is inevitable.
Yes, very good, very good. Just
Okay,
like
so
have it
we
tattooed on your arm.
I'm gonna
Big.
have to.
Okay.
Okay, so we have CTR must okay, and then we have our click through. And
Yes.
so now what number did she give any indication of what we want that number to be? That second click number.
Yes, it should not be very different to your
Okay.
original CTR. So let's
And
say
what's
your
her
original
version of
CTR
very
is
different?
like very similar, right? So let's say the first CTR is 10 and then your next click-through rate is like 9 or 8, then that is acceptable. I think
Okay.
you would say that's acceptable. In my mind, that is acceptable. If I just think
Do
about it.
you get charged with the first click by
Yes.
Facebook? Okay. So if you get charged and then they don't click through, you've lost money immediately.
Yes. So you are
Okay.
losing so much money if you have a fantastic click-through rate in the first place and not a
And
fantastic.
a low second CTR. Okay, link click through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, it's just so handy because imagine how much money we'll be able to save now.
I know, because as soon as you see that, you're like, that difference is where you burning through cash.
Yes, yes,
That's not doing anything for you because no one's seeing your product. They just,
yes, exactly.
okay.
And again, it just reminds us how the ad visual must tie to the actual book and the ad
Yes.
copy must tie to the actual book. It must all be one vibe. And if you miss that
Yes.
vibe, even by a little bit, you can be wasting a lot of money.
Yes.
Okay. I've seen
Okay.
that actually sometimes with some of my ads where I try and lean more into the romance aspect of my urban fantasy, even though they're not like the main plot is not romance, it's like a subplot. But those romance readers, they'll look at the romance picture, they'll click through to the copy and they'll stop, or they'll click through to the book and they won't buy. So, like,
Yeah.
when you try different angles, try and reach different readers and get them
Yes.
series,
Yes. It's
romance
like
readers,
Guardians has dragons. And if my image is too high fantasy,
mm,
like Game of Thronesy,
mm,
it throws out the same sort of thing.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it gets a lot of eyes on it, and then it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no.
Then you think, oh, this is cool. I've got this new angle. I'm getting all these nice cheap clicks. No.
Yeah. But it's not
No.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to know what that cheese metaphor is, it's in the Seville conference podcast that we did. It's James
Yes.
Blatch talk. Okay, so that was a really, really helpful thing for me, and I've been able to go through all my ads
Yeah.
and just harvest
Mind
all the
blowing.
ones. Yeah,
I showed you, I found that one that had a 37.5% click-through all rate. I mean, that's like,
I can't believe that.
and I was like, wow. And then it even had a 37.5% link click-through rate.
Mm.
And I turned that ad off. Can I tell you why? It must have been delayed attribution data. That I must have
Yeah.
switched it off. But because I'm looking at it and it's a 37.5 and a 37.5. And I'm like,
Amazing.
oh, how did I turn that? Or unless my product page must have failed me. That was probably what happened.
Yes.
So they clicked through and the product page
Didn't match
failed.
up.
Actually, because I didn't see enough sales to keep the ad on clearly, if I think back. So I would have switched it off. So now what's nice to know is that I need to go fix my product page and retry that ad.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure it all matchy. And you should get
Yes.
those sales.
It's nice to see where that, because I was always like, it's impossible to know. There's so
Exactly.
many things, metrics here. It's impossible to know, but actually it's very possible to know where you're going wrong.
Yeah.
You get the high click through, your graphics good. The second one's bad. There's a disconnect between the two. And then if you don't get the sales, then your product page is letting you down, or your price point or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
or your book cover.
Yeah.
So it's just refocusing your energy, I think. No, it's focusing your energy.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what I mean. Like, it's making you put your energy in the right place.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what else you got for us?
Okay, an interesting thing, you talked about attribution data. When they look at attribution data, both John and Carol, they say that you must times the sales. So let's say you get one sale for a new ad. They say times the sales by 2.5. From what they know, from what they've learned over the years, you should times it by 2.5.
Oh,
Get an
wow.
accurate reading of if the ad is doing well or not. And if you want to look at ROI, because I told them I never use AMS attribution for ROI, only to compare ads and effectiveness of ads. And they said, oh, but you can. can, then just use this formula.
If your attribution data is saying you made $10, it's actually 25.
Yes, and that's just from sales. For page reads, it's very different. It's much more than that. Page reads,
Wow.
they said times 5 or 7.
No,
So I'm timesing by 5. Can you believe it?
that's insane.
That makes so much more sense because people are always like, oh, attribution data doesn't work. And other people are like, yes, it does. It's very,
It makes sense. Do you
yeah,
remember when we had Charlene on? She said that according to Amazon's data, according to Amazon, she is making no money on her ads and
yes,
she knows her ROI is 1,000%. But they're saying she's losing money. So the attribution data has to be wrong. She's
yeah,
like, Amazon would tell me that I'm losing money and I know what I'm making.
yeah,
She's like, if I
yeah.
turn my ads off, everything dies. So she says that attribution data is wrong.
So, I mean, you could look at it as it's wrong, or you could look at it as Amazon can't measure that sale or attribute that sale because maybe they saw the ad and they didn't buy it at that second. Maybe they bought it the next
Gotcha.
day.
Okay.
Maybe something else
I
has
took note
happened.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows if it's the fact that the attribution just does not work properly, or just that you can attribute sales to adverts even if the person doesn't click on it right there. I
Yes.
don't know what John and Carol would have to say about that. What matters is we know
Yeah.
the math now to work out ROI and AMS, which I've never been able to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, that's the second like super cool tidbit, right? I mean,
Yeah.
these are just like these are gold nuggets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then the next thing she told me is that you can reuse successful ads. She calls it reissuing. So if
Okay.
you've got a really, really good ad, you can duplicate it and just run it exactly as it is. And she explains it as, because I think that doesn't make sense to any of us because we're like, no, but surely that's not a good way to do things because you'll be hitting that same audience again and you are losing that social proof on the first ad. Like if it's doing well, there'll be loads of social proof there. And I know I look at social proof when I buy stuff or Facebook ads, but she's like, no, it really does work. She does it for her clients. So
So, example, you've got an ad running.
yeah,
It's starting to die off. You see your ROIs
not even,
dropping, the sales.
not even. You can just reissue it if you want to scale.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want another, do you want another successful ad? Do you want to go through all the work of doing a new ad creative, or do you just want to duplicate an ad that's doing well?
Yeah, 100%. And then you can also stay in that sweet spot. Say your budget is $50, but you know your ad sweet spot is between $10 and $15.
Yeah.
It's reset up an ad that's working rather than increasing that campaign budget.
Yes. I mean, I do think you
Okay.
need to be careful with it and watch it because the CPCs might be sky high for some reason. Like who knows how a
Yeah.
reissue is going to go. So you do have to watch it. It's not guaranteed
Yes.
that it's
Just
going to
be
be a winner
careful.
ad.
Yeah.
But that's a very good trick
Okay.
because I used to do that with AMS a lot, just copy ads because I found that was a way of scaling because it's so hard to get AMS to spend your money if you're not spending a lot per click. But
Yeah.
so I just used to copy a lot of ads and that worked. It worked well. I don't know if it works anymore, but now apparently it works with Facebook ads, which is amazing. We shall
Okay.
be trying it out.
So you duplicate and then you don't take your social proof through. So you don't click that box to bring all previous reactions on it. No, you leave
No,
that.
I mean, you do, but has that ever worked for you? It's never worked for me. If I duplicate an ad, it doesn't bring through the social proof. When
Oh,
I
does
click
it
that
not?
box, it doesn't.
I've never
No.
actually checked. Okay, good to know.
What other people do, I've heard this before, and I did a few years ago, is you get the ad ID. It's like a code, and then you use
Yeah.
that to duplicate it, and then it has all the same social proof. It was interesting the way she described the reissuing of the ads because I was thinking like, I mean, I didn't push back at all because she's the expert, but I was thinking like, how could it work? Because surely it goes to the same audience, right? It's exactly the same visual, exactly everything. Surely it goes to the same audience. And she said, think of it as like a water tank, a big water tank, because you are targeting like, let's say 10 million people. And you put a little colored drop of dye in here, and then you'll have like a little blossom of dye here. And then you put in another drop here. That's two completely
Oh.
separate.
True story.
I
True
mean,
story.
it makes
Because even
sense.
if my ad has potentially seen like 2,000, 200,000 people, there's still a lot more
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
it could
Yeah.
see, you know?
And like this drop is only going to do so much in this area, I guess. And then the other
Yeah.
drop has a whole new area.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. This is all new to me. My mind was just like, then another thing is when you are looking at your dashboard and you're looking at those CTRs, you can customize your columns and then save that customization, right? So what
Yes.
I've done is I've saved now the two important CTRs that I used to completely ignore. I
Mhm.
get rid of all the other stuff that I don't care about, shares and saves, Facebook ad shares and saves, because
Okay.
if someone is saving your ad, it means they're coming back to buy later. That's the only reason someone's going to
Yes.
save your ad.
Gonna save it. Yes.
Or they're at work and they can't click through links, whatever, they want to save it. So when they get get home, then they can go and look on the Amazon page and hopefully buy it. Ad with a lot of saves automatically suggests that that
A
ad is
good ad.
converting well. You know,
Got you.
if you've got the same metrics, like you've spent $100 on ad A, $100 on ad A has 50 saves, ad B has 2 saves, you know which one is converting more without having to look at anything
Yes.
else.
Do you look at when you do your columns, do you do the CPC for all or the CPC cost per link click?
Oh, I think they're pretty much the same, aren't they?
No, the cost per click
Oh,
per
you would
link
want
is
all.
higher.
You would want all because you want to also include the people clicking on your ad and not clicking through to the link.
The link's more expensive by a lot.
Yeah, well, it depends about your click-through rates. Because if your click-through rates are basically the same, those CPCs will be basically the same. But if you've got loads of people clicking on your ad and not clicking on through
Not
to the
clicking.
link, that's where
Okay.
there'll be a discrepancy.
Okay. So I'll keep them both. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to format my columns for
yeah,
each so
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got the same thing.
Yeah. So now when I'm looking at my ads, I always used to sort by CPC and then look at attribution data. Now I sort by CPC, I have a look. I sort by CTR, I have a look. I sort by Facebook saves and I have a look. And with all those
Yes.
metrics, it's just so much easier to choose a winning ad.
100%. I'm
And
going
then
to try and
obviously
find
looking
those
at
saves.
attribution.
Okay. So do you likes and saves or do you just do saves?
I look at saves because that's no, I don't look at likes at all. I look at saves and I look at
Okay.
shares.
Post saves. Oh, like that they got 130 post saves on this one ad.
What's your CTR?
Which one? It's 2.16. It's a
Oh,
foreign ad.
yeah.
It's
So
my French ad and it does really well.
let's really quickly talk about that. This is only for US that we're talking about with CTRs, right?
Yes.
Because you, Rachel,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
have both seen that the CTRs on our European language books
Bad.
are bad. They're terrible. But
Yes.
we know that they are working. They've got
Yeah.
saves, they've
I
got
think it's because they're
sales.
so cheap as well. The links, the clicks
Yeah,
are so cheap because
maybe.
the market's not so busy, I would think.
Yeah. And we know,
For now.
so I wouldn't look at CTR too much,
Okay. On foreign
although
ads. Yeah,
I
I'll
would
just sort
still
that by US.
I would still compare the two CTRs, but I wouldn't say, oh, it has to be
Oh.
6%. No, because I know one with 2% is doing really well for me in Italy.
So a very wise woman told me once to, when I was setting up ads, to always put the territory in brackets so that I could easily filter. And I would say that that is a very hot, I would even go so far as to say that should be the fourth tip on this video
Oh,
because like now I can just search by US and only look at my US ads.
yeah, it's very handy.
Yes.
Especially if you like looking at ROI and stuff. You want to know what you spent on Italy that month versus what you've
Yes.
made. Just makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we've got compare your CTRs all versus link clicks, and we've got your attribution data times by 2.5 for sales and 5.7 for page reads. And we've got reissuing of ads, and we've got JT's naming tip.
Yes.
All right.
Carol,
What else have we got?
Carol hated my name. She's like, how can you even know what's going on here? I'm like, I know exactly what's going on here, okay? She
Oh,
uses like
yeah. No, it works really well.
she does fancy little codes so that she knows exactly what's happening. But I'm like, no, I need to be able to know. It's like US, it's for this book, and it's this ad, all
Yes.
in the
Yes.
name.
No, I and my date when I set it up because like
Yeah.
now what I've done is I've opened a folder on my desktop called September ads and I throw my ad graphics in there
Oh,
and I give
yes.
the graphic the same name as the ad on
Yes.
here and the same as the attribution data so
Yes.
that my little pea brain, my little menopausal brain, if I'm looking at attribution data for something, I can click in there and go, oh, it was that graphic and that
Yes.
was what, you know.
Yes.
So, but I need to know the dates. And so now I know like September stuff is really what I'm watching at the
Yes.
moment, you know,
Yeah.
September ad. So I like your naming convention. I will continue to use that.
Another thing I've just thought of with attribution data, do you know that you can go back and rename your attribution title? So let's say I'm doing an ad today for Curse Breaker. Let's say I do 10 ads today for Curse Breaker. I need 10 attribution links. I don't want to do them individually, so I do 10 all at the same time, like we've done before, and I name them certain things. You don't have to know the name to begin with. You can just call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then once you've done the ad and you've got the final name of the ad, then you can go back and change number 1 to that exact name. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's you know, like you're always trying to you have to name the Facebook ad
So
the
I
same
actually
as the
tried to
attribution
do
link.
that because I have one attribution link here that's still open that I don't want to use that graphic after all. I think I called it Man Ella.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't want to call it that now. I don't want to call it that.
Yeah, you can
And
change it.
it doesn't look like it'll let me. I might have to do that off camera with you because
Okay.
mine it's like black. It's yeah, it's the actual ad group is
Oh, so you don't change
fixed.
it on the screen where it shows you the actual attribution link, that long link. It's the page before
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Then it's in blue and it'll have that little edit pencil that you can go and change the name. It's helped me so much.
I mean, I'll have to go and look at that. Oh, I think it's here. Oh, It's like I clicked on the campaign
Yes.
and then it bought. Oh, that's so cool because I was thinking, oh, I don't want to use that graphic
Exactly.
anymore.
And you don't want
And
to go do a new attribution links. It's such a pain.
yeah, because you don't want a dead link because then it just looks like you sucked.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I sucked. I've already got some attribution data coming through for my ads.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
clicks. No interesting things, but okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah, so
can't wait to
that's
times it by 7.
me neither. That saved me quite a lot of time now that I'm like
Yeah, that's
battling.
fantastic
Yeah.
to know. That's such a good trick. So I'm going to actually just set up 10. And then when I want to do an
Yes.
ad, I'll just go pull one.
Yes. Obviously, the only thing you have to just keep in mind which ad, which book the attribution will be pointing to. So it's like Curse Breaker 1 to
Yes.
10, Blood Magic 1 to
Yes.
10, not just 1 to 10. Then you don't know what
Okay, yeah, call it
it's
the
pointing
book name
to.
so you don't mess it up. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, I only am setting up ads really for Guardian, so
Okay.
but that's a very, very good point because soon is to come. I wanted to ask you, do you think it's worthwhile pointing a small ad at one of my pre-orders?
I'm not sure. I think rather do free marketing for your pre-orders.
I just need to get that book written so it doesn't have to be a pre-order anymore. It
Yeah.
can be a book. It can be a book.
Buke. But just
So
enjoy
that's my
having a
plan.
pre-order. Enjoy it because it's like it's cool. You're writing, you're doing your favorite thing, and people are
Yeah.
going to be finding the book with your TikToks, and then it's going to come
Yeah.
out, and you're going to all those pre-orders are going to go off, and you're going to have some nice dollars in your bank account that day. I love
All those
pre-orders.
pre-orders. If we write it, they will come.
Just remember to put pre-orders in the different languages, hey? So I've just done the pre-order for my new urban fantasy book that I'm so
Didn't do
excited
that.
about. I am going to do it in all languages.
I didn't even.
Because
JT,
we know that our European friends like pre-orders.
my grandchildren, my little JTs are going to be running around here. I'm putting it on my hand. Do you see that? I always write important things on my hand. So I had it on my list to do them in foreign language, but I didn't think to do a pre-order. I just thought
Yeah,
I'll just.
definitely do a
Okay.
pre-order. And then what makes it a little bit irritating is you're going to have to go back to your previous translated stuff and put this pre-order link in the back of those books.
Well, my translated stuff actually doesn't have any because it was originally just Goss in that one stable, but it's on my list to go back as soon as I release anything new to go
Yes.
and
Yeah.
update it.
But just remember to do it in all languages, not just English.
Yes, there's just so much, friend. It's like,
I know. I
you see,
know.
this is why I need my little person. I need my
Yes,
little person.
you do.
Okay, anything else?
There is more stuff. So she's funny. I like her a lot. She says, think of Facebook ads as you have to get through the 7 gates of hell.
Oh,
I'm
she's
like,
not wrong.
yes,
She's
yes.
not
Yeah, that resonates hard. Like I'm listening. Okay, so
wrong.
it's by this, she means there are 7 things that have to be perfect in order to get the sale. Not perfect, but like perfectly matched. So the first thing is your Facebook image, obviously. The next thing is the copy on the image, which she calls the strap. The next thing is
Oh,
primary text.
okay.
Number 4 is a seamless experience. Number 5 is the cover. 6 is the blurb. And then 7 will be the actual purchase. So that is like when you finally made it into hell.
Oh,
It's very similar to what James's Batch's cheese is.
yes, the
It
cheese
just
analogy.
takes it further because, I mean, further back because we're talking about the first time that people even look at anything to do with your book. It's that Facebook
Yes.
ad image and it has to be right.
Yes.
Yeah. Then for copy, sometimes she uses the whole first chapter. I was like, sorry, what? The whole first chapter for the ad copy.
That's a lot. But I've told you this before. I've read things on like I'll start reading and then I want to click and read because I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, that sounds, do you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
intriguing.
yeah.
That is a lot. And also, sadly for me, my older books, which I'm obviously dealing with because my newer stuff is with Micah, I didn't have great openers. What about just like a really good excerpt from somewhere within? I think that would
Yeah,
work.
no, I mean, that's what I've done and it has worked.
Yeah.
I like
I
a
would
good
say
excerpt for sure. She
yes.
sometimes uses the whole first chapter, which I thought was very interesting.
I've never used an excerpt. I'm going to try it.
No, try it, definitely. She also uses reviews and or the blurb. So those are usually the things she uses for her copy.
Okay.
Okay, this doesn't really apply to us, unfortunately, but she said if you can get someone important, someone well-known, and famous author to give you a quote, she says
Okay.
your ROI just flies. And I've seen
Really?
it, yeah. I've seen it on some of the ads that she does. I
Okay, so
mean,
who are we hitting up? Who are we hitting up? Who are we stalking?
I
Taylor
don't
Swift. Let me just message. Dear Tay Tay,
Tay
congrats on the engagement. I'm a big fan.
But no author is going to give a shout of a book that they really didn't enjoy reading.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that's bad
it
for their
should be.
budget.
Yeah.
So, I think it does work to a certain extent. Although, funnily enough, one of
Okay.
the major trad houses recently have stopped doing those altogether. I've read that in a news article the other day, and I thought that was interesting. But as an author and a reader, I
What, have
do.
stopped using quotes like that?
Yes, yeah.
I wonder
Those
why.
do sway me because, yeah, and for sure they sway me. If there's a book I've
Okay.
never heard of and an author I love says, "Oh, I absolutely love this book," I'm definitely buying it.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, so we just need to find some
Some famous people.
famous friends.
If you're
Friends.
famous and you're
Friends.
listening to
Yeah.
this podcast,
We would
hello.
love a WhatsApp.
Yeah. Anyway, I said sorry, Carol. I don't know anyone famous.
Yeah. No, not happening.
No,
Not
no.
today. Okay, but good to know.
Okay. One of the things I was doing wrong is on my Facebook image ad visual, I was putting up too much copy and the font was wrong. It needs to be, and John also said this when he looked at my Facebook ads. He said, I can't read it. But he was looking at like a thumbnail this big. And he was like, I can't read it. And I was thinking, like, obviously you can't read it. It's like a thumbnail. Like, obviously. But then she said
Yeah.
exactly the same thing. She's like, I can't read it. So I don't know, like, how small are people looking at the ads? Like, surely, like, on your phone, it's quite big. On your website,
No, I mean, I would think
desktop, it's
it would
quite
be
big.
easy to read.
And yeah, and I thought that they were very easy to read. I do some ads with very small copy, but that's for people who want to know more and actually will go and look and read the small copy. Like sometimes I
Yeah.
say tropes or like what universe it is and that kind of thing.
Oh, I've seen some of yours like that. Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen some of yours. If you
Yeah.
really want them to like get a good feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, no, 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 no. If that's important, it goes in the ad copy. Definitely not on the graphic. She
Yeah.
also made me take off my brand, and I had branding on some ads because I'm like, I'm spending so much money on Facebook ads. I should at least be branding the visuals so that people know it's the same author. She's like, no, your branding has to go. Your USA Today bestselling badge has to go. All that stuff, just gone, gone, gone. You're allowed. She said, I want you to try just use 6 words maximum. 6 words. I
She
know.
said to the author, look, but we all the words belong to us. You can't do six.
And it has to be in a
It's
big,
hard.
legible font, which is usually quite ugly and quite unsophisticated looking. She's like,
Yes.
don't worry about that. Just do it. And we've seen that basically when I did
Yes. So you had told me that. I mean, how funny me asking, what is this amazing font? You're like, it's Arial.
Arial, Arial bold. Once I changed, so there's one other thing we'll go through, but once I changed these things that she told me to change, my click-through rate went from 3 to 9% on average. And
Like the perfect patient, yeah.
they were also very well aligned, the two CTRs, not a massive difference like before.
Okay.
And my CPC halved.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So
Yeah, because I suppose now the person knows that you're getting the right people clicking on the right ad. Like the worst thing, I think death to our ads is the wrong person clicking. I mean, that's just, you don't want that. And it's so easy for the wrong, if there's
yeah,
any misconception or any confusion at all,
yeah,
they'll click just to reassure
yeah,
themselves that it's not what they want, you
yeah,
know?
exactly. And then you're paying like 20 cents every time for those rubbish
Yeah.
clicks.
Okay.
So her tweaks definitely worked. I probably should have said that in the beginning. They definitely worked. So I know it's
Okay.
hard to hear that you only allowed to use 6 words and it must be in a big, ugly, legible font, but it worked for me. So just you make your own decisions going forward, but it
It's,
worked.
but that's what we would recommend. Yeah.
But then the
Okay.
other thing that
Oh,
also really helped is the actual image, right? So my images are wonderful, they're magical, it's usually like a picture of a modern witch and there's magic and there's definitely no question that it's urban fantasy. And I mean they're beautiful and I love them. They are wrong
I
because
don't understand. Yeah.
so you know the Steve Higgs method, that ad creative is going to choose your audience for you, not your targeting options. So it has to scream your genre. Okay, so mine screamed
Mhm.
urban fantasy, so that's very good. So that does like half a job. But what Carol says is that it's boring. It's just a picture of a magical witch. Like it's boring. There's no
Yeah, there's
curiosity
no
there. There's no
question
hook
or
there.
yeah.
So she said that you have to create a story in that image. It has to be slightly strange almost because it must catch the person's interest and make them curious. So like one of the examples she showed me was like a woman who was tied up and looked like she was maybe being dragged through a forest or something. It was like weird. It was a weird image, but it definitely said thriller. It definitely said like gritty. And people will click through that ad because they're like, why is a woman being dragged through a forest? Why is she tied up and being dragged through a forest? And it'll
Yeah,
be the right people clicking and trying to find out.
got you.
That's my new thing now. I don't just have a picture of a witch. I have a picture of a witch doing something, or I have a character that's unusual doing something. Some
Okay.
kind of story.
Oh, like you showed us that
Yes.
cute one with Oh, that's my absolute favorite. Is he doing well?
He's doing well. Yeah.
Oh, I love him so much. He
I've
looks like
even
baby Yoda.
I've even had people commenting on that ad. So just for people who don't know, I did an ad with like a little goblin. Her name is Salty. She's one of the favorite characters. Like when people leave reviews, they always say, we love Salty, we love Salty. So I'm like, okay, let's talk about Salty then.
Oh,
So that's the ad. It's Salty sitting eating waffles and having a lime milkshake, which is like her favorite thing. And she's rather grumpy and she's like a roller derby goblin. So she's like a very cool character. So I did a Midjourney picture of her. I made it into an ad. I'm getting super low CPCs, great click-through rates, but people are asking in the comments, they're like, this link took me through to Cursebreaker. Where is, like, I didn't see a goblin there. Where is the goblin?
oh, we're salty.
So I
Love it.
replied to them saying she's in all 12 books, da, da, da. But then I went back and changed my ad copy to say, you'll meet Salty in book 1 of Blood Magic and she'll stay for the
Clever.
11 books, just so that
Yeah,
they,
you see, so it's intrigued them, but you've also answered the question
yeah.
so that they know what they're getting into.
Because otherwise they click and then they
Okay.
go to Cursebreaker and there's not even a mention of a goblin there. And I can imagine a
Yeah.
lot of money like that.
Yes. Because the product page letting you down. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you could just put a subtitle and call it Cursebreaker, the home of Salty.
Very misleading, but it would probably work for sales for a short
The
time.
home of Salty the Goblin.
I'll give her own little novella. It'll be amazing.
Yes, there you go. So,
Okay.
okay, what else?
So you need that image to tell a story. It needs to be a visual hook. How about that? It's not just a picture of which, it's a visual hook. Okay. You want the person to ask themselves, what is going on here? That is the question they should ask when they see your ad creative. And then sometimes she uses a review on the picture, like we do often.
Yes.
And sometimes she does other stuff. Sometimes
Wow,
she like super.
that's so deep. Sometimes she uses a review, and sometimes she does other stuff.
Sorry, I'm trying to read my notes while I'm talking.
Follow us for more tips, guys.
I wrote here creative, unambiguous, and review. Okay, so the first strap example is a creative line, some kind of creative line. The next one is unambiguous, so something like best urban fantasy I've read. And then the next one is a review, so we know that. And she said keep it short and sweet. Oh yes, we also changed the KU logo on my ads. You saw that. So instead of a big one,
Yes.
square, because I thought that was very important. Like I want to target Kindle readers with my ads. Kindle Unlimited readers. She's like, no, 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 you don't have to be so like overboard. And now we've changed it to a very small little Kindle Unlimited logo at the top, and the background is like dark blue. So it's much more recessive, which I was very surprised by, but you know, she's the expert, so we'll see. And that is the end of my notes.
But do you know what this just keeps driving home to me is that Facebook ads is not something. If you're an author that wants to make money with Facebook ads, you don't just dip your toe into it. You cannot just dip your toe into it because you start with one thing. We famously set up 5 ads for me that first day that tanked within 12 hours. They completely tanked. And it was a formula that had been working for you and had been and then we had to reset them up. And now we're learning stuff that we didn't even think about. I mean, I'm so far behind you and you didn't even think, like you didn't even know this stuff.
I did not.
Imagine what we'll learn tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's amazing. And also what I found is it's making me work a bit harder and
smarter.
It's smarter. But what I mean by that is I used to like put up an ad that I thought was okay. And that's what we did with your ads in the beginning first. We're like, that's okay, that'll work. That's unambiguous, it's fantasy, da, da. But it's not actually good enough. You actually have to try harder.
So you know, Bobby Kim says every TikTok you should be able to sell.
Yes, I know. That's
and I think Facebook ads are the same. Would you be able to charge someone if you created this ad for them? Because if not, you haven't reached deep enough, I don't think.
Yeah. So I'm going to try harder. I'm going to try harder with my Facebook ads. I know Carol's taking over, but just for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to try harder with my Facebook ads. I'm also going to try harder with my writing. So when I write this next book, I'm not going to rush it. I'm not going to dash through it like I always feel forced to do. I'm going to retire retirement in my head and I'm going to enjoy writing it and I'm going to take my time. Obviously, I'm not going to take a year to write it. I still have deadlines to work towards. But I'm not going to be like that constant, like, gotta write, gotta get the words, like that racing. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my creativity. I want to just like take my foot off just 5% on the writing front and just enjoy it.
Yeah, I feel you there. I feel like I'm enjoying, although I'm writing slowly, I am writing something I really love.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying.
Right.
And thank you for the Notebook LM tip. I put, do you know what I've realized the differences between Notebook LM and ChatGPT? You put your manuscript into ChatGPT and you ask it for social media copy copy. It loves to misquote you or to improve or to do an overreaching, like, oh, so this is what happens. So then it gives you almost like that story kind of thing. Notebook Ellen, because it works within the confines of your novel, it makes nothing up.
Yes.
Friend, I threw in my draft. I actually got quite emotional. I was like, did I write that? That is
I'm a
like because
genius.
it pulls hooks, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's why I use
that
my hooks.
I can't believe what good hooks it pulls. When I say like I was mind blown. I was like, that is brilliant. And I would have scoured that manuscript and never even seen that. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, genius. So I am like a kid with a like I have to be so careful. I've only done the one that I needed for TikTok content because I'm so itching to get stuck in. But I have 3 French translations that I have to upload that I've just sitting on my desktop for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I have a book to write. So I'm like, don't play with Notebook LM until you need
Yes.
to, until
Yeah.
you need to, you know?
Isn't it
But I can't,
incredible?
it's brilliant. It's
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. It's like, it's a marketing genius. Just the stuff it was pulling was really like even I was like, oh, I want to read that. Like, oh, I want to read
Fantastic.
that book.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so brilliant tool, brilliant.
Yeah, it is brilliant. Just tell everyone
So,
about it. I think it's so good. And I
and
can't believe
that's
it's
the
free.
free version.
I know, I would definitely
And
pay for that.
I pay for ChatGPT and it doesn't produce half as good stuff. And I hope you're listening, Lex.
Do better, Lex.
Lex, yeah, do better, Lex.
Oh, and then talking about these amazing tools, I know I did tell you this, but I want to tell people who are listening. The other day, I was working on my blurb for my new urban fantasy book, right? So I was just having a cup of tea and just like thinking, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I should ask Grok to like write a blurb for me, even though keep in mind I haven't written the book. I don't have like a scene by scene outline. I just have a vague idea of what the book's going to be.
Yes.
So I have a Grok app on my phone and it has a voice function. So you can just speak and it
Yes.
answers. The kids love it because he answers back in their like lingo. But anyway,
Experiment.
so I just like open and I'm like, hi Grok, so I'm writing this book. This is what I'm thinking. These are the tropes. These are universal fantasies. My main character's like this, and I just rambled for 5 minutes and he wrote me a
Yes,
blurb.
yes.
It was
And it's so much
amazing.
easier doing the rambling than typing that out because it's
Exactly.
it's a
Exactly.
stream of consciousness
Yeah.
that you kind of
Yeah.
like.
And then like he missed a few things. So I'm like, okay, it's important that we emphasize this and da da da. And then he did that. And like with the fourth variation, this whole thing honestly took like 10 minutes. With like the fourth variation, I just cut it, copied it, and put it in WhatsApp. So I could just WhatsApp myself. And then I worked on it. I did change a lot the next day.
Yes.
But the thing is, I didn't have to start from scratch. And
Yeah.
it
It
did
could have
leave
taken what
some of
would have taken you 4 hours,
yeah.
probably took you 40 minutes.
Yeah, I used the formula that he gave me because he knows the formula of a good book blurb. I thought it was amazing. It took all the pain out of writing that blurb. I actually enjoyed writing it, and I was able to put my pre-order up like that because all of a sudden I had a blurb and a
So
book.
exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait to release. I'm like just feeling so excited to put my writing out there again. Do you know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, you must
Like I just feel
do TikToks about how excited you are because I can see it's real and you're being authentic and you're like, I'm finally writing what I want to write again and da da da. And that's what does well on TikTok. So
yes.
content like that if you can.
Okay. Okay. All right, friend. Well, have a lovely afternoon.
You too.
Be great. Again.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.